Well, greetings everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the show we call the Inworld Review. I was hesitant just now because I was looking at our monitor and it didn't seem like we were going live at all, but I'm sure we have.
We have.
Somebody,
I see it.
he sees it, and you're doing it too. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, this is a show where we're absorbed on the hypergrid. Basically, the hypergrid is a system that connects virtual worlds together. They do need to be authored using open source, open simulator software, which is used by hundreds, if not thousands, of grids. Some of which actually connect via the hypergrid, others, due to educational or confidential reasons, don't actually connect to the hypergrid. But generally, the hypergrid connects all the worlds together. The one exception that you may know, or well, there's several exceptions really, but Second Life, which is very much looks a bit like OpenSim, is Azure Walled Garden, but most of the other grids out there are compatible with the hypergrid. So this show looks at arts and destinations on the hypergrid, and in particular the people behind all of it. Right, that's one bit over. My name is Mal Burns. I'm your actual host, so to speak. On my right-hand side, I have James Atlloud, who is my right-hand man. That's why he's sitting on the right, you see.
That's it.
And he's very fond of sitting, but he's even more adept at fiddling with the knobs, as one might expect. So welcome, James.
Oh, thank you, Mal. Yes, I do like to fiddle. I need a little fiddle sound, I think.
Yeah. Well,
There we are. I'm fiddling.
oh.
Wonderful.
Oh, they like you out there. Yeah, well, there you go. Fiddle away. Right, and on my left-hand side, it's my co-host, my wonderful co-host, Tosha Tyran. Welcome, Tosha.
Well, welcome, Mel, and thank you for having me. And I cannot top that opening for James.
It's not a competition.
Well, I'm very glad.
It's a case of I won and I'm staying here.
Who would compare to you, James?
Oh, just my shoes.
Reminds me of the Prince song, isn't it? Nothing compares to you.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
exactly.
Right, and joining us on the old couch this week, we've got one guest who I will get round to introducing more fully shortly. His name is Geo. Here we go. Out of This World, which is the name of his region, and it's also the name he goes by on Discord and other places. Geo Portal, I guess, is your proper avatar name. Have I got that right?
Gio, my real name is George, like in English and
Sure.
in Spanish, but Portal is about the story I write. Portal
of
code
course.
RHAG,
Yeah.
and that's one of my books. And I just get my virtual avatar, Gio Portal.
Very good. It's
Yeah.
like when I first got an avatar 20 years ago in Second Life, I lost a chance to get my real name, so I became Mal Burns, one word, and then I chose writer. And
Yeah.
after a while, people started congregating, and saying, "Come on, let's have a get together of the writers' clan," as if we,
Wow.
even
You
though
can imagine my in Second Life was ejecutador, executed.
all right.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'll be calling you Geo because it's simpler.
Gio is simple, yes.
For me, I think we'll easily get there on that. Right. So we have sort of three things on the agenda this week. Basically, we're going to a bit of a look back on. We weren't here, of course, last week because we were running the Hypergrid International Expo, and we'll be having a little look back at that. In fact, I think actually I will start with that. Then they're going to segue to Geo's region, Out of This World, and I say segue because Geo also had both an installation in the grounds of HIE, and he did a stage performance with a I've forgotten. I've got so many bits of film lying here. But anyway, yeah, Geo did. He was part of HIE on stage too, and so obviously being around there, he'll be have memories and things to talk about on that front too. And then I'm leaving it till the end, and we'll maybe even continue next week or another week with it. I've got a poster up behind us at the moment, which I believe stands for the Unquiet World, or the Silent World. How would you say that is meant to be in English?
The Unquiet World is pretty well. It sounds a little bit like an earthquake, even.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? All right, the Noisy World. Yeah, it's basically it's a group exhibition on war, migration, and the environment, all of which can almost not be separated these days. They're all symptoms of the planet falling apart. Now, this was opened last year, and in its original form, they opened it with big exhibition with and they opened it with once. Everybody was there at once. They were piling in, and then the exhibition sort of went on. But we've now relaunched it. I think it's been up there all along, actually. It's in a region called Uqbar. That's Uqbar in Craftworld, and that poster, if you can read it, does actually have an O at the bottom there. If James has time, we could probably use a lower third of that for later. And it reopened basically on April 11th, which was Friday. Now, what's actually happening is if you look at the agenda at the sign, it's going to go on for about 8 weeks, and it's going to reopen every Friday. The difference this time is that for each reopening, 3 of the creators will be there and talking about their creations. So instead of trying to take in the whole massive thing in one go, there'll be various weeks that we can do this. So I want to know where to start here, actually. What I'm going to do now in the background while we well, we're going to come back to this anyway. So let me start with HIE. Obviously, we have no Hypergrid safaris to go touch you up with this week, but Thursday has got quite a few posts both on the HIE blog and the Safari blog. This is the opening party, just a couple of animated gifts there. The various performers, including, of course, wonderful Wobbies. And I can't even remember the name of this one. And then Zori here. Zori Jupiter, of course, who opened it. But moving on from that, we have a roundup. These were all published on Monday of the various sessions. Like the Spanish session was the first. Or was it? No, why is that showing up? Right, actually, the German session, I think, was the first. It looks like I got them in the wrong order.
But you just had the Spanish session with Anna Maggi.
Yeah.
The one in the orange dress.
Yeah, this is the German session. We only got 3 here actually, so I don't know. This year we had somebody, a Kelso, whose name is actually sort of I won't call it puppeteering. I don't like that expression, but doing a lot of controlled animations and stuff for people to sort of enter the stage with. Okay, the French session, which actually was here we are.
I see. You just go rushing through the whole.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
We've done this in the past. We're not going to show all the sessions. These are just animated GIFs.
Sure. Sorry, my fault.
This is interesting. You can't actually tell from this shot, but this is obviously taken during Cherry's performance because the tables are moving. A lot more happens then, of course, and it's just some long shots that Thursday has taken. I am going to do these quick, because of lack of time, but also the fact I've got far more to come other than just these. Here is the Spanish session, of course, and Tosha mentioned this is Anna Marie. Lovely dress there, I must say, isn't it?
Anna Maggi.
Maggi, right? Yeah, Anna Marie Maggi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. I think. And I don't know why is that? Why haven't I got a button to press here? The only picture.
Because that it's not a moving one.
More to the point, it's the only picture there is on that one. Okay. Oh, Spanish session. Oh, right. This can be this is another verse. This is the Spanish session with the pictures in it. So Anna Maggie, then the stage here again. If you're wondering about the shadow, it's not a shadow as such. James can tell us about this. This is one of his rather, he's doing all the filming, of course, but it's this rather odd contribution, which I guess is like the, not wind light, but the Eep skies kind of thing. There's a thing at the top there above the logo, which is actually way up in the sky. It's like a phantom thing. It's the tree. It's the tree symbol, and James did that.
It's a Fata Morgana.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't
I
it?
think of Ingersoll, or what's the tree of life from Scandinavian. But anyway, it's in the sky. It's in the EEP, and so it's the same tree picture that's used in the logo for HIE everywhere. It's just a fun experiment to try.
It's gigantic and it's in the distance like a sort of phantom thing. But you're right, the silhouette is identical to the one we use on the logos. So a little bit more here. Now this is Tosha's thing, basically. I forget which world we're in, but we'll talk about it later. But this is World 2. The audience were taken up to various levels in the sky for this performance, which
it was a great job.
Powerful music there, and basically it was a story about the Hopi people and their 4 worlds basically, and so you start on the first world, move on up. Tosha can tell us a bit more about that later. I will show a little clip of there is a published performance of it on the HIE site. So I'm not going to show that, but I might show a little clip from it to give you an idea of how marvelous it was. Geoportal. Who else? There we are.
Yeah.
That's you standing against your DSD Mundo. Well, I can't translate that.
Yes, I was talking about my biography.
Yeah, you're part of the Spanish group anyway, and that's just an outside view of the thing there, auditorium. This one, yes, we have got Sunday. Okay. Oh, there. Okay, this is a Sunday. I love her hat. This is Lorenza, I do believe.
No, it's Luciana.
Luciana. Yeah, I don't know.
Luciana. Lorenza is the one sitting on the chair in the back.
It was Lorenzo I saw on Friday who was giving me a load of stuff. But for some reason I was getting it's something to do with the letter L, I think. Lovely Lorenza, lovely Luciana. Well, I don't know, but I get them confused and move on before I get myself in trouble. Right. There they are. Lorenzo first, who was the moderator, in this case, Luciana, who was a presenter, and Eva Gray, who coincidentally was also the thing I went to Friday. So very familiar. A few days passed and we're back with the same people. Moving on, another inside shot. Who is that? I can't remember.
That is
the couple.
that is Salazar.
Oh, right. Right.
Stenvac, Salazar, Stenvac, or the other way around. I don't remember.
Right.
And Eva on the right, Eva Cry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Eva. Yeah.
She actually had a different costume on Friday. Not too different. Very stylized woman now. He's got some good animations on him. I don't think that's part of that's his own, I think. Right, Anna Murray again. The wonderful red dress. That's Sirana. I always recognise her for some reason. Don't know if it's the hair or
yeah, she always wears the same dress. She's easy to recognize, and the same hair.
The same as me. I always look the same everywhere on every grid. If I can, people know it's me, don't they? Okay. So this is a bit more of Tosha. That's strange. Why is this in a? Oh, it's on the. This is on the Safari blog, not the HIE blog. Okay, this is another scene. I wonder had wonderful golden textures at this one. I know there was silver
I
and
love
all,
this.
but and each level had a sort of slideshow that was saying part of the story too. And oddly enough, on the day I didn't go up with the crowd. I had a bit on me that disallowed me for.
No, Kelso had asked you if you wanted to be
No,
on the list that does not go up, and you said you wouldn't go up. Wouldn't want to go up.
I didn't. Yeah, that's quite right. That's quite right. I exempted myself from going up because I've been up there with you before, and I knew what was happening. But what it meant is, yeah, if I'd had the craft avatar in there, that wouldn't have been exempt. But what I did is I was able to follow the English-speaking translation.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it better because that was the actual conference was the first time I could do that. I'd seen the rehearsals and stuff, but we rarely rehearsed the group chats. We didn't rehearse the group chats. So I was watching, was it Lux? What's his name? You know, he was typing the translations based on synopsis in the chat. So I found that, you know, I'd already been up there. I could imagine it, but I was just focused on reading the story, you know, whilst this was going on. And of course, we got some wonderful film of it all anyway. But yeah, reading the story, the Hopis and their history. So back down there, Adria again. And a bit of dancing going on there. That's the main stage. And that's an aerial view of the everythingness of everything. And right, this is Saturday. This is Sunday. I don't know why they're in this weird order now. That is a scene. It's funny because this is part of Cherry's performance again with music by Mortilla. And when you watch the whole performance, it's really overwhelming. But when you actually see these little gifs that Zosa's made of just a few moments in time, it's really active, but it's not, you know, you can appreciate the little bits of it, you know, like the water rippling around the floor. When you actually sing this live, it all happens so fast, you blink and you miss it, you know. So some of these moving clips are rather nice. This was the intro panel. This was Jennings, who actually introduced the moderators, and it was the only bit of spoken word in the entire event that was in English. I mean, he basically introduced it in English, and then he passed it across to the various other moderators, which in the order which they German, French, Spanish, Italian kind of thing. So that was an introduction to the very thing. All this was on Saturday, of course. A long shot of somebody speaking on stage. I can't tell who is so far away. Now I think somebody might recognize this.
Yeah, that was of Pink.
Yes, yeah, it's
It was the thing that didn't work because the NPCs didn't work. She couldn't get them started.
She was looking at it earlier. I got some film here, you know, that I was taking just casually. Well, it was just on an autoplay kind of thing, and I realised, oh dear, that didn't really happen. I believe, James, you would know this. I believe for the edit, there's refilmed bits of it to edit together with the original.
Well, that's in fact true, Mal. I met with Bink, Kelso, and Neo Cortex, and we refilmed their parts that were not functioning. And so I'll be posting those videos while y'all are asleep in Europe.
Fine, okay, that's a good way. Then I wake up in the morning and surprise, they're all there.
I love people who are working while I'm sleeping.
That's perfect.
Yeah, very satisfying, is it? You go to sleep at the end of the day and hey, there's America, there's a slave.
I go to bed each night rubbing my hands saying, whoa, I can go under the blanket while James has to go to work now.
No, that's right.
Mind you, we're at it all day and he's busy sleeping, so he doesn't.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's pros and cons, isn't it?
That's right.
This was very technical, basically syntax to do with running NPCs.
Yeah, and that's Neo's presentation, and he also his NPCs didn't res, but we've refilmed
Yeah,
that.
that is. But I've seen it when he was in, testing it, and it was really wonderful. It was really great.
It's amazing.
Because
yeah.
the NPCs come out, they communicate between them, and it's really, and all the technical information you see in the back. Well, I just ignore them because I don't understand it anyways. Why should I,
It's good to
try
see.
to read it? But I love the way these little NPCs were there interacting with each other.
Yep.
This
It's
is
just
another
funny.
lovely shot. I don't know about Anna Marie's red dress, but this woman has style. The hat and the costume and the
Mm,
shape.
mm.
And I don't know what era that comes to. Well, I suppose they probably have like evening dress like that now.
That is, that
Fascinated
is,
wants to sort of come out, not at the ass, but at the knees. It's just the whole
was that Nadia?
Yes, I think so.
being at
Yep.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely looking anyway.
Yeah, the hat was stunning
Yeah.
that she wore.
It
I
is.
really loved it.
And very curvy in the way it's worn. Now, this is a unique shot because two people sitting at a table there, can't think who they are, vaguely recognize the hair on the back of that head, the bloke with the hat.
On the hat, on the top of the hat.
In front to the right, you also have Kelso, another one of the crew.
Yes.
And I'm not sure. I don't think the blonde is Thursday, or it might be one Thursday, not another Thursday. She has a lot of Thursdays, just Thursday.
She doesn't have loose hair like that. I don't think it was.
No.
This is a still picture that's actually caught Cherry's performance in actually a static moment, but you can see, live, all this was moving, incredibly fast, and you really could blink and miss it. I don't mean just blink at the stage and miss it. I mean, you actually had the camera around in front of you, beside you, above you. You had the camera around everywhere. And I swear you'd probably have to sit through the same performance about a dozen times to actually catch everything.
And I also expect to put Cherry's performance live on the HIE YouTube channel this evening.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah.
That required some editing in order to get the timing correct, but I think we're good.
But that was such a great show.
It was fantastic.
Was it? Yeah, it's actually great. I thought the timing had gone a bit. What the heck?
Is that a phone call? Are we getting pizza?
It's the phone making a noise. I don't know what the noise was about, actually, so go figure. It's probably an alert that's just been assigned an odd sound effect.
It's for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Well, actually, I downloaded. I thought Cherry's came up very quickly, actually. Oh yeah, and Forrest at the very end, there's a closing party with Forrest there. So that's all of Thursday's sort of reports and gifts. And
that was on the HG Safari website.
Yeah, there's HIE International, and there's the Safari website. Combination of them, really.
Oh, this is Sophie's video. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this. So I downloaded this one, and it's on it's got the right logo, but this Sophie? Is this still Sophie's illegal one?
That's Mel illegal. What are you talking about?
No,
she was on our team for recording and streaming.
I know, but it ended up on her private blog, not the HIE one.
I'm still finishing Cherries.
Anyway, I did notice that Cherry did it perfectly last year. Because I queued her, using Discord real time and everything else. But this year she went back to her idea that she would queue me what she saw in World, and of course it was out of sync. But you can't argue, as it says, you can't argue with Cherry. She made her mind up. I mean, she came round to my way of thinking last year, but she'd obviously gone back to her own way of thinking this year, which meant that there was 20 or 30 seconds out of sync. I think on the
depends what country you're in and how many hops it takes from the
Yeah,
internet.
true.
I was 47
Exactly.
seconds behind. Sophie was 40 seconds behind. Everyone gets a slightly different interpretation, so having real
No,
time
I'm all,
synchronization is really difficult
that's
with Shoutcast in particular.
that's what I was telling all of them. But we get round that, by syncing Discord with the pictures, and that way, it will always be the audio will always be delayed a bit in World, but but Thursday reckoned it's more important to have the in-world experience as accurate as possible for those who attend, and to worry about the video after, right? But actually, that to do the right production, we do the video first. But anyway, that's all technical. But anyway, that one came up.
And thanks to Sophie for recording for us. That was great.
Yeah. Then we have Tosha's thing, and as you see, come on. Basically, the moment Tosha comes on stage, she says,
Oh my God, look at the hair.
she says to me, "Go." Yeah,
I'm fan of Tosha.
she
I'm
can.
fan of
You
Tosha.
can't hear her, but the moment she stands there, whoosh, everything goes.
Yeah, not the moment. It was a little, yeah. Yippee!
As I say,
Everybody going.
I was
That
actually
was so cool.
I was filming down below, but of course James was filming up top, and that was the first world we ended up at. So again, these films are on the HIE site as a rule, right? Can hear the
I thought it was a very, very clever idea to use the slides. That way, I didn't have to talk.
Yes.
I could pass the slide one after the other, and I could shut up.
Sorry, it all went away there, but never mind.
No. It doesn't make any difference.
Wait, when did you? There. So I got them all loaded up here. But these, anyway, if you go to the HIE channel at YouTube, I don't know where we got a lower third for that. I think it's called HIE.
Yeah, I have a lower third now. It's been up a couple times.
Oh, right. Okay. Lovely. Fine. So you can find them there. Right. Okay. So, enough about that. A couple of things I thought I would show too, because they sort of connect slightly. If I can find them. Morlita, right, who did the sounds for Cherry, has a thing up, and this was actually, I think, filmed in Second Life, to be quite honest about this. But it's Morlita's Sounds for Peace Part 2. It was a live performance. I thought, given the fact we're going to be looking at the anti-war and all that other stuff, this is quite a nice thing, and also sort of extra thank you to Melissa on behalf of Cherry, I guess. So you're not going to get the sound very good here, even though she's the musician, because it's just coming through my mic. But I thought I'd give you an idea of what her individual performance was like.
Her music for HIE was just amazing. That was just amazing.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah, perfect for Cherry as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Real life.
Up it a little bit, even though, as I said, it's coming through my mic, so it's not the greatest. But this, she's got all her screens running behind her in it's probably a bigger area than the HIE stage, but exactly what she's doing half the time, I'm not sure. I think these are video effects rather than capture. So it's a mixture of all sorts of things there, really. Anyway, you'll find this and unbelievable. Come on, Knob. There we go. Yeah. James fiddles with the knobs. I can't even get my handle on them. Right. Yeah, if you go to YouTube and look up Morlita M, that's Morlita, and then a capital M. I think that is simply the name of her channel, so you can see the full length of this. It's 4 minutes. I could run it, but we've got a lot of other stuff to cover.
Wow,
But
nice.
I just thought it was nice to show it. It could almost be an HIE performance, couldn't it?
Yes.
We say, right? So I also have okay. Back to OpenSim. This is we're looking at 2 new worlds today. One of them, this is just a film I grabbed from YouTube. It's a sort of it's called Volcano Estrip, VULCANOESTIRP. It's a role play sim, and it's literally just a slideshow. And I thought it looks rather nice. If you like that sort of fairy tale look of environment, nothing particularly new here, but it's well arranged and everything. Yes, dragons, pirates. You know it.
Love
They got
dragon.
it.
That's the I love.
Suitable soundtrack too. Again, I apologise for the sound. This is coming through a mic today.
Now, to tell the truth, I think you use us as an excuse to show this, because I think you're a big fan of fairy tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I died and went to live in a fairy tale. Didn't you notice?
Yeah. Because you show us fairy tales almost every week. I think it's fun.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
yeah. I like fantastical sort of environments and very immersive spaces. You know, I mean,
Yeah, nice.
as
Great.
opposed to endless dance animation. You know, avatars dancing to stream music and stuff. You know. It's this shows the sort of creative sort of side. So even if it's only like me on this in my review regions, I just arrange things, you know, in the way I like them. And a
You
lot
are
of
a
people,
romantic at heart.
yeah,
Admit it.
yeah, and a lot of people on OpenSim do the same thing. They pick up things, often for free, and then they rearrange them in ways that make it a different experience depending on where you see them. You know. Very, very primary sort of color here as well, which reiterates that sort of fairy tale feeling.
Yeah.
And a sudden change in soundtrack too. Okay. Well, in this case, I'm going to. It's a lot of the same. I'm going to move forward a bit just to see if we've got any extra credits at the end. Come visitors. There we are. We are. So Volcano Estrip, and the region is bloodpack.com.
Blood Moon Pack.
So yes, Blood Moon Pack. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You picking up on the English spelling even quicker than I do. 48,002 as usual. So that's normal, but you know, you can finish that quickly and I'm sure you can figure out. There's no secondary bit, so I think bloodmoonpack.com. It's just one big region, or you'll land at the welcome area, whatever it is. But you picked up on the kind of style we got there. So moving on to, in fact, the top of the list instead of the bottom of the list. Going here. This is what I want. Now, I mentioned earlier that Geo is with us. is also known as Out of This World, and his region, which is listed in Inworld at the moment as a new region, well, it's under latest, which
Yes.
yeah, I, as many of you know, always go to World and look under latest because I think that's the best place to find something different or new. I can then
Oh,
do
yes,
the
really,
film
yes.
work and show it. So we're gonna talk about this as we go, but I'm also going to allow Gio the liberty of really just I showed him the film before we came on air, so he knows what's here, and he may actually care to comment. There's actually two films, and my favourite, although it's not quite so long, is the second bit of film because I filmed it first, and you know what I'm getting at, Gio. Completely missed something. I had to do another bit of film to accommodate those places I missed.
Wow.
I just looked up and thought, hang on, is there anything in there?
Well, it looks okay. Look in the back, you can see the Egypt part,
Oh,
but
yes.
because this is the teleport area
That's
where
it.
everybody come in and step in when you log in, and the door is from my alien sync created by Tina, and the Egypt is created by Luna Lunaria. I got a fusion in this thing. This is geoportal. You see, if you see over there, you can see a big portal. Yes,
Right.
you see around. Yes, and that, you know what's that? That's Elon Musk new motor created by Tina for me.
Oh
I asked
wow.
her about.
This is very funny because I sent Tosha over there after I'd filmed this, and the first thing she said, I am me, and said, "Oh, Tina and
Luna Lunaris.
Luna
yeah,
Lunaria is the
and
Egypt
Tina
stuff.
together." And I said, "Yes, there's a lot of influence there." And I must admit, when I first got there, that was my
No,
first
but
thought.
I said that is a good combination, the two
Yes,
of them.
exactly.
I've
Yeah.
Yes,
never seen them, together so much in one place, and I liked it.
yeah. I got two big creators in this grid. They Out of This World is the name of the grid, but the welcome, I just said the scene Out of This World welcome this area.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and it's a beautiful fusion. Yes,
It's,
I got a lot of
amazing.
stuff.
I like those signs that tell you everything you could possibly need, like time dilation and all that. Yeah.
This is I do a video for that. You see that photo? I have a video in YouTube. This is for my book. I created in
Of course.
one page. They create for me. Uh, this is about everything about Orion, Constellation Orion, the story and the book. You can see the word I said in
And
high.
what's,
We
the name?
never been alone.
Oh, this is great. What's the name of your YouTube account? Is it Out of
Uh,
the World
I,
or
I I give it to you. Let me see how to get
I'll
it
go
right now.
another
But
day. I'll go and pick up the videos so we can show them when
yes,
they're appropriate.
yes,
I
I get
like
it in
those.
a minute. Do you see
I
that pyramid? It was my first pyramid I create. Um,
love the lightning effect
Another
there.
great long time. This pyramid is great. I was thinking in reptilian aliens and create it. That's great. You see?
So
Oh, this is
so
part of the pyramid.
yeah. Oh, that's a
It
nice
really,
little.
it really, the pyramid with this in Egypt is, you can see over there the pyramid. It's a club.
Pyramid. Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
I
Luna Lunaria have a big one. And I go
yes.
through and she's my friend. I say, Luna, please make me this. Can you make me this book? And she said, okay, I check. And then mm, 1 month, he said, I have it. You can go get it. I pay her. What I got, I,
I love that sort of thing on the top there as well. We only saw it briefly on the
oh
top.
yes, it's real.
And in a big pyramid. Yeah. So this is
pyramid when they created when the people create the pyramid is energy. The gold. It was
Mhm.
real in the real life pyramid. But it's
Mhm.
gone. You can see that beautiful.
It's quite beautiful,
all
yeah.
gold and feel everywhere.
Yeah. We have
Always
a
surprised.
in
I've
work.
always,
Huh?
always surprised because there isn't actually a color in terms of mixable color either
Yeah,
for
her texture
all,
is
all gold.
original, very
It always
original texture.
it always
It's
amazes me what people
that's
do to
more
actually
that's
create.
more you see in the center and the water, the pool. They for meditations. This is a temple. You see that water? It give you
Oh, I
energy
love
by
that.
God.
Yes, the
Mm.
moving under the grass there. It's nice. Yeah, golden
Yeah,
water.
yeah, beautiful pool, but it's
It's really
green
nice.
and gold.
I was about to say it always amazes me how people can create gold, which isn't it's like if you're a painter, you can buy a sort of gold paint, but you can't mix it out of other colors. Same
Yeah.
with silver. But when you can actually find a way of creating it in the 3D space, I mean, there's no doubt in your mind that is gold. If we look closely, it's
Mm-hmm. This texture is very, very good texture. I have at the beginning before she made all this. She have at the end of her store, and he give me to me free.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use in my building, some buildings or store, I use that texture. Look at that.
where does
It's
that
like
one get?
a
I love that.
wow.
It's like a clock almost.
It's like a portal. Oh, this is a for museum. I can set if you guys like one of these things, I can help you get from me one of these to set up.
Yeah, this is taken from a real photo, is it? The cracked of
Uh-huh.
Taj
Look at that.
back
That's
again.
the teleport.
That's where we started
It's
again. Yeah,
open for spaceship go through and go to the universe.
reminds me
Mm-hmm.
of that TV series. James knows it. Also, they go to the edge of the universe, and there's a portal thing, and they move into a second universe.
Stargate.
It's, and
Stargate,
it's
exactly.
that other really good lot. It's about 7 episode seasons.
Yeah, Stargate. I know all the Stargate.
Yeah, Stargate is the same thing, but sort of
It's
small.
the
But
same thing, but the Stargate, that one is the first one, and then they using it again, but with different name, series.
I'm thinking of one where it was out in the edge of the galaxy or something, and they created a portal that moved to another
Yeah,
one. But
and you
it
know
was
why?
huge. It
You know
takes
why I
forever.
put it here? Because in the series, the lady discover her father discovered in a place like Egypt, and I said, let me make this in Egypt.
Yep.
Okay, now as I said, I had to go back to get a bit of extra film when I realised what I missed. And you'll get this in a second. I started on the insides. There's basically two great big
Oh,
um,
this is the
uh,
Nemo spaceship.
steam and time spaceships, and basically I'm in the inside looking out down onto the ground, which is only a little bit off the ground. It's not as though it's hidden in the sky anywhere, but somehow just missed the fact that I got it on film, but then I thought, hang on, it's really big, and maybe he's put something in it. And of course, you had.
Yeah, it's very good. And
um,
this is a little bit. If you go to the other scenes, I got 3 or 4 more scenes with big
right,
stuff.
got to you got to send me there along with the YouTube links.
Yeah, I
I
have
got
to give you a tour,
to,
everybody a tour, and you guys gonna be impressed.
Cool.
beautiful. But yeah, all that sort of ballroomy type thing is in there. But then there's another one hanging onto it below, so the mini version.
Oh yes,
When you go in it, it's not at all mini. It's big
yeah,
in its own
got the
right.
control panel.
As you can see, it's not the easiest of things to sneak into with a camera. I can find an available door to.
You see that the spaceship is over there, right? But you know, my dear was Luna. She working in the motor to make it move. Because I told her, I want my spaceship moving around my scene. People see me driving it.
Ah.
Yeah, you told me. So I
She
have a
told
kind
me, okay, I'm working on. She's gonna make that script for me.
be like not a rotation script, but just following the borders of
Yeah,
set. Right, yeah. Nice sort of palatial sort of thing, these majestic doors and
she's a great creator. Good.
I love the way the doors slide open really smoothly and then you're out
Oh
on
yeah.
an exposed balcony there. Well, didn't touch your dwell there, but yeah. Busy wanting
Carpet and
too busy
everything.
trying to find the next door. Yeah. Oh no, gorgeous staircase.
She got that there in her store separately. You can get it from her
Okay.
for any
Right.
building.
I have one of those already, but not as gorgeously painted or.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely, the texture on that staircase? Yeah, and then it's actually, even though it's the smaller, it's got 2 floors. But eventually I get to the next floor. There we are. And even this one slides open. There we go. There's a lovely view. There's a lovely view, just top floor.
Here is the panel control where I turn on the motor. Over here is work.
Very steampunk here. It might be a spaceship, but you know
It's a Nemo ship.
that's the old fashioned, ocean going vessels. You know, the
Yeah.
wheel. Yeah, lovely stuff, really. So, what inspired you with this build? I mean, apart from bits of Tina and
And Luna.
Lunaria, yeah.
Where it was my book. When I
Right.
come out my first book, I know Tina. You know me. I give it away for many people, and then she came to the scene I was, and she said, "I love this story," and I told her, "I love the way you work," and I give it to her one copy of my manuscript, and then she read it. She told me, "Okay, she need a scene." I give her a scene ready, empty, and in weeks, 3 weeks, she have all these things created by um. She used the what's calling a
Wow.
blender or do what?
These like the pyramid, the spaceships, and all things. Are these all like scenes from the book, where you
Oh
just put
yeah,
them on
but
the story?
the way Lunaria created the pyramid and Egypt is because she have a big city
Mm-hmm.
with a bigger, and I always go every day checking, get an idea, and I ask her, can you make this? And then she made this one for me. I asked her only for the pyramid, and when she told me she make a city,
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
and I
We,
get it.
What's
we
it
were
called?
there with a safari. You guys remember?
Yeah.
At the Pyramid City, the Egyptian city of Luna.
Luna's. Yeah.
Lunaria,
Yeah,
several
she had
times.
the stand over. She have it, and she give me one. I got in this welcome city. I have one of her. I told her, can you give me one of those stand because I like the way she make it.
I know it's further. I mean, we've been to. I mean, every time we go to one of her places, it's bigger. It's
I love
gigantic
this
build, but wonderful.
glass-like texture.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you?
Huh?
Can I ask you? Hey, how many days before the event it was? Like a month, 2 months?
Um, what? What? A safari? You mean visiting
Yeah,
Luna?
safari. The event.
Yeah, I don't know. It says Remember, she used to go to
No,
show.
because
She
soon.
actually arranges it, but I think It's usually a 10-week season. The new season starts shortly, and I think she's got them all booked out for the whole season
You know
before the.
what I try to say is when you guys invite me, then I start going over. It take 1 or 2 months. I was there every day. I
Mm.
learn each stand. Well, I sit down in the in the stage over there every day, and
Oh, but
because I was in love with this event.
Oh,
we
Yeah.
were at the with the safari. We were there a lot, a lot of time before. Somewhere
Okay.
last year, a year ago, or something like that.
I wasn't sure whether you were talking about HIE, the expo, because that's we planned that a year ahead almost.
Mm.
Well,
Got a little lull at the moment, but I mean, sort of it's a long build up to
yes,
get
yes.
everybody committed and stuff. Yeah. But tell me just a little bit more before we move on about your novels, your writing. There are actually novels, fiction stories. Are they?
Oh, yes, I have a portal code RHNG. Uh, that was a dream. I have my gift in a child. In a child like 13-year old, I see spaceship in Puerto Rico,
Oh
and in that
yes.
day, I don't
Ah,
remember what happened. It's a, it's like a gargoyle, like a animal jump in my mother house, and we was inside. And since that night, I don't mention the story about spaceship into 2055 in 2015 because an angel come out in the front of my bed and I see her outside the day before, and then the angel told me you need to tell everybody code. They called me what I see when I was young, and the code I tried to find that number 111. It was in the Bible. It's saying in the Bible, if you find Apocalypse chapter 1, versículo 11, it said, write a book and it show what you know the
well,
world. And that's what I did.
there's a lot of those old sort
wow,
of like
wow.
444 and various triple combinations of numbers
Yeah,
occurring.
some combination is for some different stuff.
Uh,
Yes. And then I do this book in 2015. I started. Into now, I got in English and Spanish like 35. I have a secret book in my page. If you see my page, uh, into 2 years before, it's a book in French, and I call a ebook, and I told them this is not my book. They said that's your book. You posted in January. When I read the book outside, the what they say outside, it's in French. I don't know French, and say it's create is written by J. Perez. That's me. That's my name and it's in my page,
Hmm.
and it's still there. It's the proof. It's a time travel exists. And look, I can go
wow.
to example. I know about time travel because I sleep at night. It's like I do my real life right now. I can go through, wake up, go to bathroom, come back, and keep going with my dream. That's part of my gift.
Ah, that's lovely. I don't.
And
This one
all the
thing
book,
I very rarely happens to me. I wake up from a dream and then I think,
yeah,
I just go. I got 30 seconds to pop to the loo and then come back and continue the dream, and it's never there.
yes.
It's gone.
And look, everybody have that power. You, me, everybody. You guys. It's because we are body, we are spirit, and we the soul. The soul is what have the power. But you have to teach it. Is the soul move if you want or no? If you believe or not? That's the key. Like Jesus said, faith. You got faith, it's
Yeah.
happened.
Mm.
Well,
And you see that. Mhm.
moving on, because moving on, join us in the conversation on this, but we're going to move on now and look at
Okay,
this
all right.
Neulab no war thing. Um, this is in Craft Grid, actually, another region entirely called UQBAR is the name of the region.
Wow.
Now, basically, the relaunch of this exhibition, which features many artists, the first relaunch took place last Friday, and the next relaunch will be in the next Friday, because out of many artists or creators involved, 3 of them are going to turn up for each opening. Instead of being a massive relaunch with all the artists at once and nobody being able to see everything, it's like a stage opening. It's like 8 openings, each featuring 3 of the creators. And I paused, pardon me, I paused here. Simply that was the short intro film. I'm going to read out, I'm going to keep us watching stuff here. In fact, right, this is it. Is that the right? That's the opening place where they met, and the "I Love Peace" poem there. This film is 9 minutes, so this is actually one of the regions here. But I'm going to read out. I did distribute this to James and Tosha earlier, but basically, the autobiographies. These are the people that actually put the region together. It's Lorenzo Colli and Tonino Lane. Lorenzo describes herself as writer, journalist, digital. Oh, sorry, you were you. I was capturing a bit of Spanish. Italian sound here, but you won't understand it. You will see the names of some of the creators if the camera moves around. Okay, Lorenzo is a writer, journalist, digital teacher, resident in Second Life since 2007, curated, among other things, the writing workshop there. The collective novel La Tour de Ancienne was written, inspired by Aisha's digital installation of the same digital novel. Asian, aka Fabio Fornaciari, a novel of which there is much left on the web. It awaits a full paper publication. Oh, this is a bit a lot to read. She was absent from virtual worlds for a while, but then returned to writing literary courses. She permanently resides in OpenSim here on the Craft Grid, where in the Neulab region she curates with Tonino project called City of Women, with special reference to women writers and artists of all times.
Oh, that is a lovely region.
Yeah, we've featured that before and been on safari there a couple of times. Yeah. Their biographies and works are scattered along a route consisting of 10 historical buildings, whose conceptual logic is the very title of the project, Out of the Labyrinth, Room of One's Own. Same region, Lorenzo, a former teacher of literature at the Liceo Classico, curates a teaching project of the same name, which is visited by numerous schools. With teachers and students from the ITIS Einstein de Lorenzo Potenza. Sorry about this, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Dedicated to the journalist and war correspondent Martha Gallihorn. With his photo poems, he has participated in exhibitions on his own and with the Rosanna MDM Metaverse Museum. Tonino, sorry. After his first visits to Second Life, where he just appeared on the net, when it had just appeared on the net, he became a resident in 2007, where he built Lucien Lab, a historical region which is now part of SL's digital archaeology, widely documented on the web and in print. Also in SL, he built the late medieval villages and Leonardesque machines. For more than 5 years, he's been a permanent process in OpenSim's Craft World, where he's created the Neulab and Neulab 2 regions and participates in educational activities of Neulab, created by Lorenzo, of course, aka Azura Colas. I didn't know Lorenzo had an AKA, but there you go. Right. He has realized installations with which he has participated in digital exhibitions independently and with the Metaverse Museum, in particular skill in the use of primitive, with which he realizes in particular philological reconstructions of historical buildings and furnishings and technological objects. All there. With his installations and photographs, he has participated in real and digital exhibitions independently, and with Rosanna Galvani's Metaverso Museum. Right. This bit on the film now is fascinating. They all went underwater. There's not much there except coral and stuff, but there are these strange eyes. Very, very, very odd feeling there. Right, okay, so can I continue? Was asked, right, why repropose La Terra, the quiet world, the unquiet world, sorry. And
La
she goes,
Terra Inquieta.
yeah. I have decided to repropose the group exhibition, which opened on 21st of March 24, because I firmly believe that it deserves a new opportunity to be seen, understood, and experienced. It's on display, created by 27 artists, deal with urgent themes deeply intertwined with our present day: war, migration, environmental crises. Themes that unfortunately continue to be dramatically topical. It is a powerful collection, visually and emotionally impactful, capable of speaking to the heart and conscience. Though the first edition of the exhibition had a large audience during the opening event, it did not receive the visits it would have deserved due to difficulty for many to access virtual worlds. That's why I've chosen to reopen it with a new fruition path designed to enhance each individual work. The reopening takes place from 11th of April, which is Friday, of course, and on a weekly basis, with the exception of Easter week. And 3 installations will be presented each week to allow visitors to fully immerse themselves in each visual narrative. Opportunity to rediscover the power of artist testimony, denunciation, and vision. Refuge among refugees. Refuge, I ask you, from superficially, from indifference, from the presumption of self-sufficiency and absence. Refuge from the cold, technical logic of numbers, prime numbers, seconds, and last, where the first, of course, the last, of course. I'm not sure I get that. Never mind. Hang on, what happened there? Oh, sorry, my mouse went up instead of down, didn't it? Right. Refuge from the flat Palabestiana region, from the abstractness of their unequal laws for all. Refuge, I ask you, from the pale indifference of the rich and from the livid intolerance of the poor, the latter by very pale men, easy pallid, in fact, made pale more and more pale, most ghosts of humanity, from the logic of power that cunning wields to defend itself, intolerance poor whites against poor people of all colours. Refuge in the colour of skin against the pallor of souls, in the liveliness of guttural languages against monochrome sweetness, the national language, which I love because different, but not because unique. The graves scattered in our seas against the marble graves in their hearts, the eyes, charcoal hair, in heads wrapped in handkerchiefs coloured, in the bodies salted by the tides, in the feet Olezanti of Rhodes, Pestos, Labour's Brown of Rose. I love reading this, but it gets a bit confusing at times. Okay, we're near the end. Refugees. I invoke for myself the disconsolate humanity, your mouths wide open with amazement and hunger, in the cobwebs of your pockets emptied of avarice and the fraudulent advice of ministers. Today is your day, worldwide celebration of your solitude and your perennial lure. In you I take refuge today, friends of fortune. I ask you for asylum, and while I try with words and solidarity, actions to know you, no longer refugees in this our country. Hospitable, but citizens in a hospitable country of mine, really, I extend my hand to the generosity of your forgiveness. Is no greater pain than the loss of native land. Yeah, that last sentence is a quote from Euripides of 431 BC. Right. Great reading that. I mean, obviously, it's suffered a bit in translation and it's suffered a bit more in my reading. I hope
It
you
was good. It was good.
caught the drift of that, actually. But I wish you'd given me something slightly more condensed. But there we go.
Well, Mel, really, I love the way you battle with foreign words.
Yeah. Battle.
No matter if just words in the sentence or with names, I just love it.
I just gave up. Oh, 2 lines there. I'm not even going to try. Yeah. Well, battling is the word, but there you
No,
go.
but talking about the exposition now, getting back to serious, I think it was a really very good idea of them to relaunch it and to make it in pieces, you know. So because 27 artists, 27 exhibits in one day, it's just impossible, and you would have to go there, you know, so many times, and I think nobody does that. So, you know, to go to repeat and repeat and repeat, because it was so much to see, and everyone, each and every one of the artists have so much to say, and then you have 27 at the time. That's just overwhelming. So this way, I think it should be really good. 3 at a time is very good. And with a week in between, it's a lot of organizing for the people who does it, or the people of the museum. But you know, that's what they're there for.
Okay. Oh, good old over here. These, yeah, these. This is fascinating. I think it's just called Stormy Waters or War. I love the way she's taken a mesh there and sort of made a stormy
You're
sea.
again.
What is a land, and then stuck the boat in it, and a very simple concept, but you know, speaks. The idea is it speaks volumes. It would speak a lot more if my camera kept on focused on.
Look to like a river, Rocky
Yeah.
Mountain River.
This
Yeah.
one is another one. There's a radioactive sun in the air here. I missed it at first sight, actually, but this installation is designed to contrast like a burnt out desert,
Yeah.
no life, with the other side, which is full of flowers and color and life. This is all Evergrey as well. And she was very generous, and she provided me with even more sort of English note cards while I was there, because she was obviously talking at the same time about her particular bits here. But that's another familiar. Terra was at HIE last year, actually, not the one we just finished. In fact, I think he did a performance. I think it was an actual performance thing he did. And
Yeah, it was wonderful. She did the Flying Angels, and she did that with I forgot the man avatar that was helping her, Tara,
Yeah.
and did
You
somebody
just stole it out of my mouth.
I know.
yeah,
Me too.
it's the same here. We all, yeah, Terra Mayhem and yeah, I can't remember, but got the archives somewhere. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't played them yet, but ever made
Thank you,
made
Tosha.
me
Yep.
Rage Dunstan, right? Okay. Ever made me take one of those roses, right? And I haven't had a chance to fiddle it yet, but apparently it plays. There's an English version. There's an English narrative that I can play. I can raise that rose and play an audio narrative. It's a lovely sort of. I appropriated the woman in the I guess Muslim costume. I plan to put her in the audience here actually for a bit of racial variety. They look so solitary there actually. And this is all the I won't call it the welcome area, but this is the actual part of the where everybody landed and it started off. These films are actually running in the reverse order, which would explain a lot. Yeah, inside the building, you know, it's been bombed basically. holding a baby in one corner, and then this is depicting, the ruins. Managing to do it in a fairly small, compact space. You pan around the installation and look at the finer details and see what the messages are. And crazes, presumably. Well, not presumably, but obviously. The birds seem to have survived. Oh, and the cat, and that's actually the cat's probably going to make sure the birds don't survive either. But that's another story. Whatever. Oh, must have taken a little pause there. Yeah.
What is the title of this particular exhibit?
I'm not sure they all have titles actually. I mean, there's obviously the title. There's the title of the main exhibits, and almost all of them have that handwritten logo by a particular artist and creator. I actually on my film, which
but okay, who is the artist that did this one?
Which I think is I think this is still ever. Oh, actually, it may be. Oh, crumbs! If these are running in reverse order, it may have been. I don't know where it was all hers. There was another woman there, and I had a note of her. I've forgotten the name. She's not an avatar I particularly know, but she's on that list on the poster. I could point her out if I loaded the poster, but look at this first. It's not Ever anyway. Ever's finished.
No, Ever is not. I can see that.
I think it could have been. It's not Lorenzo, obviously. It could have been. I think there was another avatar with an L name, and I don't think it was the other. Too many L's in Italian, aren't there? I like a.
Would have been Fiona Saiman.
Yeah, Fiona. That was it. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, I think because she was the first to arrive and start talking, and I think this film is quite a long one. Is the main one. Well, actually,
because she has some Japanese letters there, so it looks maybe she refers to the bombing of Hiroshima.
Oh,
Hiroshima bomb. I see the scenario. Every artist have a message in each situation.
But maybe not. Maybe I'm just mistaken about it. I don't know.
No, there's no sound here.
You like artist, you can read the message.
There's so you can read it actually. Too long to read on the film, I think, but you've got the Italian and English version of I Love Peace there too. These noises all of a sudden. Oh, out of this world. No, that's. Yeah, these are earlier messages. Cool. It's somebody's been persistent. I think you can tell. It's James Atlloud again. Yes, you lot. Something about the summertime. Me in August. You're talking in text. It's coming in my phone. I can't see Discord, unfortunately, except hear it on the phone. Every time you say a sentence in text, it's pinging my phone. What you have to do is say the sentence in voice and say how share it with the viewers. I should have muted the phone, but there we go. There's some, yeah, really quite. Yeah, this one I got a kick out of. I don't quite know what the bus shelter's meant to be, but that's an English bus stop. I don't
Night
know
cow.
what it's doing there. The posters aren't. Everything else is Italian or something, but the bus
Oh,
stops.
not really. Elephants in Italy?
Oh, yeah, oh God, yeah.
Really,
Uh,
rather seldom.
the
Cow,
cow it can be, but
the elephant. Yeah, the elephants are slightly confusing. The way the textured or
Oh, look
the
at that giant gecko on the wall.
yeah, I tried to come around a bit to get the 3D effect of him. He doesn't seem to be moving very far. That overgrown look to that thing and stuff. The butterfly there. Oh, and a bear. Yeah. Well, who cares? Just mix them all up. Oh no, here we go.
But it looks very impressive to me. I really have to go there before they take it off again, and before the next one comes.
Yeah, but we got several weeks. I mean, I will.
Yeah. They probably will leave these exhibits too.
Well, what I've got at the moment, we are looking at the film I filmed while they were talking in Italian, and I started moving about a bit. And as you see there, this bit is Lorenzo. In fact, you can just see. Actually, maybe she's the one next door. I did my
one word.
best. I did
Yeah.
my best to cam in on the names, but looking at all the film I've got here, I actually did cover all the regions, all 27 of them or whatever, in overview. But the first set of film here is just the three, the creations of the three people who they were focused on Friday.
You know what I see? In one of the wall of the building, it was a map. If you go there, you can see what map is and where.
Oh,
It's a clue. Map.
there's signs all over the place too that you can it's info boxes, including that poster we showed earlier. So this was starting at the top there and then moving into this area, the overground thing. Then I remember our host decided to take a walk. That's the end of that bit. Into another region. Hang on. Oh, wait a second.
Look at that. You see the World War II.
I'm just doing a check here. I thought I had more clips than the ones I'm actually. Oh, they're up there.
Wow.
Yeah, this is some of the film I took in the greater region. This is actually 19 minutes or so. I've got an awful lot. 13 minutes, 19 minutes. Oh, I've got about 2 hours of film here. There's Terra Mayhems again. Evers again. All right. That's probably not that many, but how are we doing on time? Not that bad. Oops, back on yours there. Sorry. This one I liked. If I'm on the right bit. This wasn't one by one of the people we met on Friday. This is in the middle, but it's very odd.
Oh,
That's Rage's.
It's a pyramid.
Pyramid.
Yeah, Rage Darkstone did that one.
When you go in, there's another pyramid made of skulls inside it. And there's another one.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was of Rage Darkstorm. This pyramid.
I mean, it's the skulls. It's not exactly something pleasant, but it's not one of those Chinese, Japanese eggs. There's an egg in an egg in an egg. Smaller and smaller versions inside, and the skulls on the floor. So yeah. I'm going to cheese and move through these quite a bit because we really haven't got time to look at everything. This was look, we got to show this. I know it's a couple of weeks early, but come on, saw a name lurking there, didn't I?
Now, who made that? My goodness.
It's great having somebody on this show because it's coming up. Oh, that's you. Yes, very definitely. Yeah. She is. Signature.
Oh, who's
I
that?
love it. I love the
Tosha.
idea. I love the idea of the
Is it great?
3D signature all over the place for all the artists.
Yeah.
That's a very good
I love
idea.
that senator.
It's because it's like it's written in thin air in handwriting and then just lies there. It's good. It's a nice effect. The water, I guess. I think that's all you, isn't it, Tosha? Oh, God. What is going on there? He asks. That's just a short video, isn't it? Can't remember. It explains all the ripples of water coming out. Because seen at another angle, you think, well, what's all that water doing there? But it's just you, Tosha, this piece. Oh no, can't just the way the water blends in with the movie, and the bottom of the movie is a boat. Boat that's not exactly in a happy place. It's adored, yeah. Okay, I thought there was another bit of yours, Tosha, but maybe not. So it spans all over the place. I wasn't, at first glance, I wasn't quite sure which parts of this were museum per
So it's
se.
practically the same time as it was in the beginning at the grand opening, all the different exhibits. Only that they focus on 3 at the time now.
Exactly, it's the same.
Okay,
Same
okay,
bill where I mean, if you go in there now, you can look at all of them.
okay.
If you actually attend the Friday meeting, you will just see 3 of them, and you'll have it be curated by
Okay.
the creators will be talking in Italian and telling you what's what. It's nice actually. It's got a lot of English translation here. For example, this bit, there's it's got Italian on one side, English on the other, so they've done their best to get the message across, globally, so to speak. A lot of issues, though. I mean, it's actually just totally fascinated me. It's sort of we're worried about wars, we're worried about desertification, we're worried about pollution, and all of these elements are coming into this sort of tapestry of stuff here, and it's all kind of related. So, and some things just lead into one thing. You get desertification, and then you get refugees who need somewhere else to live, and then some country doesn't want them, and they start a war to stop them. It's just all chain reaction, really. And another example, one side of the walls on one side are down, the walls on the other side are up. Decide. Gisaf, yes, he came into. Oh, he was there too. Although I think he was just there. I don't think he actually he didn't take us to any of his bits. I never know when I'm filming how long to pause on these things, because you pause and wait till I've read it and then move on. But it's very easy to skim it, and then keeping it up long enough for people to read. Right. So we will have a lot more of this film to actually see when we need it. Maybe another half hour's worth of film of me just moving around that whole area and be capturing it. If we go back and, for example, the week that you're doing it, maybe we bring the 2 people who are with you or things and get them to come on and talk about it too. Then it means I've got plenty of backup film ready and waiting. I can just do a silent movie for 4 hours one day.
Yeah, I remember this part now very well of Sergei. I think his aspect on migration or on refugees I found very impressive. I found very good.
Just I can't try to remember. My memory's getting pretty bad sometimes. Didn't we see something there? Because obviously in France and Britain, the small boats crossing from Europe to Britain and things, there's a major fuss about it at the moment. You know, sort of the vast majority of people want it stopped. You know, no more immigrants, kind of thing. Other people argue they should be allowed to come, but I thought we saw an installation somewhere that was on that. I mean, and obviously your other installation we featured, Tosha, the other week. You know, where you had the camp,
One of the refugees.
the refugees, and you had they found the boat, and then they got shipwrecked on the boat, and they ended up in those bins, and yeah, I mean, refugees in all the
I think the drama about refugees is that in the, let's say, the northern western hemisphere, they don't like them, they don't want them, nobody wants them there. Well, nobody, it's a generalization, but you know, almost nobody wants them there. The government at least don't, and they want to send them back. And also among the population of the countries, there's often a great resistance to them, but there is no way of stopping them as long as as life is going on the way it is. There's no way of stopping them, because for example, the pollution and those things go on in the southern hemisphere, it will be worse and worse and worse. So the people will come, and until also in the northern hemisphere, because when the water rises, all the people of the coast, no matter where they live, they will have to get their ass out of there, you know, and there will be refugees in some other parts then. You know, because the water, if the sea level only raises about 1 meter or two, it seems almost nothing when you think about it like this. But you know, it will flood entire cities at along the coastlines. You know, so
the contradiction, really. I mean, you know, America wants wants Canada for itself and Greenland, all of which, due to climate change, are going to be very livable areas.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
but at the same time, they won't let anybody in. You know,
yeah,
they're putting
yeah.
walls up.
Well,
And so,
but
by the
there
way,
will be.
I've just paused this frame. The silhouettes on the right look very so familiar. I don't know whether it's deliberate or not, but when I was coming by, I thought, is that hairstyle? You know, I don't know. I think they're playing chess, but I don't know. Probably
Yeah, it
imagine.
looks like it. Yeah,
Looks like it may be him. I don't know, or something like that.
it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tragic situation, but some parts of the world are going to be uninhabitable.
Yes.
Equally, there's going to be
Yes.
other parts that are going to become uninhabitable, going to become habitable. And, you know, it's just greed and stuff, you know. You're going to have three mega powers owning the whole thing. I don't know. It's long conversations. But I think that's what's great about bills like this. You know, you know, it reminds me of that expression that a picture is worth 1,000 words. An exhibit that can convey an awful lot without actually saying anything in words. You know, it's just saying, you know, this imagery is alike.
A great art.
Yeah.
It's like a memories. I call it like a memories. The world, don't playing chess, the Solomon art.
That's the other thing. I mean, in America, particularly at the moment, the arts and everything are just being losing all their funding. And I don't know whether I read this properly, but I was reading the other day about most of the other things that guy did. He there is the department that would be Social Security and deal with benefits and things in America and have it like they have here.
I knew it. You guys
Yeah,
don't know
you know
why
it's
I know
Tina.
it's her
Yeah,
before
totally.
because I see her
Yeah.
octagon. I see the octagon. I say, this is Tina.
It's Tina. That's right.
Yeah, sorry, right? We're different. Yeah.
She used a lot of octagon in her art.
I love her stuff actually. We had quite a big feature on it the other week here. Actually, we had catching up with film basically one of her very big openings.
You see a big octagon? She used that.
So to go, ooh, what happened there? I'm coming around sometimes I come across things and I've got to admit, I mean, there's a message in everything, I guess, but I had to puzzle over a couple of things, like a rock with that. It must have symbolized something I didn't quite get. You know. Oh, that's nice. Statue. It's just a nice statue.
But getting back to what I was saying initially is that with the problem of migration, if you see it as a problem, or of refugees, well, refugees is a problem for the ones that are refugees practically, is that they cannot be stopped because nobody can stop a person voluntarily to stay in a place where he's starving to death or where he's dying of sed or where his children cannot survive. You just can't, you can only do that martially, with weapons. And so
Or
and with weapons you cannot oh
you gone
with
quiet.
weapons you cannot do it in the end either,
And in a block, block passage too, of course, is a major.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
Minute.
you're right.
I'll give it. Oh yeah, there's about 1 minute left. I'll let this film run out to 1 minute. There's Tina again. Oh, that was a movie. I meant to try and
Yeah. It looked like Tina, yeah.
where it linked to. I should have on YouTube and then save the YouTube. But I'll definitely go back here. I've got enough film now, but especially if they keep giving me English translations, it's nice to actually hear. Yeah, like the thing I read out when it's all about. That's like it's going to blow up any second. I obviously clicked on something that wasn't an option click. Right, there we go. Okay, this is the opening frame. I'm not going to play any more video today, I don't think, but that's the opening frame of one bit. In the gas mask, and well, there's our poster again.
Very good.
And just move back here. And pause on that. In fact, yeah, just summarize for climate change, migration, war. That sort of summarizes the main subjects, I guess. Oh dear, do you know when I still frame a video, I then sort of press my option key in my mouse thinking I can pan around it. No, you can't pan around it. It's already filmed. Right, but yeah, it gives the idea. Okay, so I think it's about time we wrapped. I knew today was going to be a fairly long show. I mean, actually, it's probably about 90 minutes we've been on there or something. But we've got quite a bit of material here that we'll be able to catch up on at another point. So let's just see what we're doing here. I think I've run everything we can. A couple of weeks' time, we'll be back on safari visits too, of course, on Wednesday lunchtime. This coming weekend, next weekend, will be the one they call Easter. I call it Egg Mass. Everybody gets ill. Sweet eggs.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
are
we
we
will be,
going? Are we going to have the review on
of course we are.
next weekend?
Of course we are. We don't
Okay.
obey. We don't
Okay.
obey. We don't obey religious
Okay.
orders.
You don't. So you won't go egg hunting.
Yeah.
No, and I won't be consuming any sweet eggs either. I'm diabetic. You're not going to get me to take that. I'll be ill if I take those things. No, we'll be back here as usual tomorrow. I mean, I know HIE gave us a week off, but that was a
Okay, fine with me.
deserved break. We'll be back as normal, and we've got more of this film to actually go through and so look up stuff. I'm rather hoping that over the next few weeks, and I'm sure, I imagine James and Tosha both agree with me. I was going to mention it before the show, but we didn't get around to it. Next year, when HIE happens, Tosha had the wonderful idea in the lead up to it. We should actually get the participants, the stage participants, from HIE.
Yes, we should do that. We should do that before the next HIE will be scheduled. So or once we have the plans, we'll just keep inviting participants.
Well, a couple of months beforehand, I mean, if this is anything to judge,
Yeah.
we already knew quite a bit in advance, so we could just invite them in, sort of, you want to give us a preview of what you're going to do or talk about without doing anything, But it made me think that there's no to stop us doing the reverse at the moment, and that is for the next few weeks and catch up like we've called catch up with Geo here, although arguably it was his region too that attracted me. Maybe over the next few weeks we just pick somebody from the expo, see if they want to come in here and discuss things in the more
It's a real good idea too.
less a presentation, which the expo was, than just a more casual sort of chat, along with our regular features like a new region we found or something. Yeah, and then our listeners, viewers out there, do let us know. But you can do it in YouTube chats, which gets recorded, or you can leave messages, whatever, all over the place. Let us know what you think we might better do better, or what you think we might be missing that you'd like to see. Bearing in mind we're about arts and destinations and just people, personalities on the Hypergrid. And within that context, let the ideas flow. I was asked recently, we were actually talking about HIE, and I forget how it came about, but sort of I mentioned James here, as filming there. He obviously films with Abercon. It was a talk at Abercon and things, and I actually I just my mouth said, "Oh no, that's somebody else." People text, they're texting in back channels, and all I can hear is my phone going beep beep beep. Can you adjust your HUD? Right. Can't live with him. Can't live without him.
Hey, look my cat. My cat got 6 fingers in the front, in each hand. It's a special too.
Yeah, I completely lost track of what I was saying now. I'm distracted by all these beeps, and they're not beeps where I've left the phone on. These are beeps coming from you lot. Come on. You're beeping your way through this program instead of talking.
This is good one.
What I was about to say though is, any thoughts you listeners out there have, let us know. And if you're watching this and you're interested in being on and coming and talking about something, do let us know as well. I mean, it's nice when we track you all down and invite you to come on. But sometimes it needs a sort of hands up saying, "Would you be interested in me?" Kind of shit on your part. I don't know, but do try and keep in touch. And I actually start a feed, or something to go with the show. But
Mar, did you know something? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear
yes, I
you.
hear you. Yes, I hear you.
You know, in my real life, I never have an interview. You you guys give me the first interview, but I had so much story about me. I died 3 times. You don't know. I died, and it's in my stories. I be in the tunnel
My
with the light
goodness.
at the end. That's for your
You
future. If you
know,
wanna interview me,
I remember. Do you know you're not the only person? There's a woman I know. She's in Portugal actually, but she ran Second Life London for a long while
oh
and
yeah,
London Open Sim, and she was the same. She she had literally been clinically dead or something and seen the some white shining lights and stuff, and then she was pulled back. You know, came back and said it had changed her completely. Yeah, I guess it would, wouldn't it? You know. So I was curious. It's curious, you know. Um, uh, beyond the white light kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. It's fascinating. Well, it's something to maybe explore in images and installation. Really, it's sort of. Do you write about that sort of stuff as well? Do you write about that? You
huh?
saying, does that feature in your writing as well?
Oh yes. I I plan to write more stories, and I have plenty other things you guys don't hear. Nobody see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let us know where to look and read.
In the future,
Anything we can read in English?
yes.
You write in English too,
I
so
in English, Spanish. Oh well, I write in Spanish, and I made traductions for the book. Like I write 15 book, and I got 35 English and Spanish together. I mean half and half. But I always translate in English.
oh great. Follow that up. Okay, well it's time to close the show now. And that's long go of it. I'd like to thank Gio for being here.
Yes,
I hope you enjoyed it and um, we'll have you back at some point. But I'm particularly keen now you've told me you've got other regions to find them. I mean, I know they're not listed as new, but I'm sure it'd be great to see the other places as well. So you know where to go there.
yes,
But
yes.
thank you for being here. It's been great. I'd also
Well,
like to thank. I'd also like to thank the right hand man, the right hand man, James Atlloud. Thank you, James.
Yep, sure thing, Mal. Glad to do it.
Thanks, of
thank
course,
you,
to
thank you,
my co-host Tosha Tyran. Thank you, Tosha.
Oh,
thank
you're
you
very
all.
welcome, Mel.
And yeah, bar any flying sweet eggs. Anybody bombs us with sweet eggs, we will be back next week. Indeed, we will. So I'd like to wish you all a very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, and indeed a good tomorrow, depending on wherever and whenever you are. It's a wrap.